Our Sports Inquirer here with Simone from Georgia Tech Volleyball. The team was able to get a home sweep over North Carolina State. Just what were some of the key factors in the team earning that victory?
I think this is a really good win for us. I think it can show that we're able to really beat out these teams, not just, I think, in a close win, like by a tiebreaker, but really to really be a dominant force if they do select us to go to the tournament. That we're beating out these teams in our conference in the ACC, and we're trying to make a name for ourselves, and we're trying to solidify. I get that Pitt is first in the ACC. We're trying to solidify that second spot. So.
Yeah, and what's this year been like for the team? You've been able to win conference matches, home and away, which has been a big issue the past few years. What's it been about the makeup of this team that's led to the success you've had so far?
I think that every day we're coming into practice with a mindset of we're getting better, and that we have to take every rep seriously. We can't really just be taking reps off. For me as a hitter, I can't be taking sets off, So I think everybody's coming into practice with the mindset of we have a goal every Friday and Sunday of the week to beat the team, and not just to beat the team, but to get a sweep, and to beat them as best as we can, and to I'd say to fine-tune the little things about the way that we're playing and to just be a better team overall.
And what about this season? You put yourself in a position to be competing for an NCAA spot and high in the ACC conference. What's this year been like just for the team as opposed to maybe some of your earlier years with the program?
It's definitely been different. I'd say that we're trying to define our culture every year. I'd say that we were sort of missing a little bit of some leadership roles, maybe in my sophomore year and junior year. And I think that this year is a little bit different because Michelle is expecting everybody to be a leader. So we do have our named captains, but everybody has to be a leader on the court and off the court in order for us to get the wins every week, in and out, the sweeps every week. But it can't just be one person named captain, so they're the leader. You know what I mean? So I think it's from top down in the program. The coaches are the leaders as well as the staff, seniors, and all the way to the freshmen. We're all leaders. So.
And what about the makeup of the team? It is a lot of underclassmen, and you are a senior. And it's kind of interesting because it's a lot of freshmen and sophomores and then a large group of seniors. So it's kind of that there's a little bit of a gap there. How's that been you helping them get along? Because a lot of players they've blossomed and improved over the past year or so. Just what have you just seen from you mentoring or some of the younger players, or playing alongside them, not necessarily mentoring?
Well, they're great. Every day they come in and they provide a lot of energy for the team. They want to come in, they want to work hard. So I'd say it wasn't that hard this year. As a senior, I feel like as a senior you sort of have to always be on their backs about this is how it is here. We don't do that, we do this. I feel like they're pretty much learning really quickly, and they're setting the tone for the later years. So.
And what about you? You're a native of Atlanta or Smyrna and went to Campbell. So Metro Atlanta, how did you get involved with the program? Did you come here when you were in middle school or playing club volleyball? How did just the connection with Georgia Tech start for you?
Well, I always had an interest in architecture, so I always just had an interest in the school. And then playing club, I remember I used to see Shelly walking around with the Georgia Tech shirt on, and I always thought about, well, how is Georgia Tech volleyball? And at the time they were pretty good. And I remember I came to a game. I just loved the gym. I loved the game environment, and the games were just super exciting. I told my dad I want to come back. Can we come to a few more games? And after that, I sort of just reached out to her and told her that I would love to be a part of something like this. I feel like you guys are going in a great direction. And she was all for it. She gave me the opportunity, and I accepted it. So.
And what's the experience been like for you here? Because you're part of a kind of a revival of the program. You're setting some records that have been set in a long time as far as conference play and all of the sweeps, as you mentioned earlier. What's it like being part of this growth of the Tech program?
It's great. Honestly, I feel like we're finally getting that recognition that we sort of deserved. Maybe my freshman year with the Twins and Pitt, Becca, London. I feel like that year it was sort of similar to this year. We were getting a lot of great wins. We weren't really setting all these records, but I feel like that was the year that we should have won as well. But it's exciting to see it coming around this year again. Hopefully we're picked, but we can only just wait now and just finish out the season as best as we can. So.
And then lastly, 3 matches left, all conference play. Just what's the team's mentality, just knowing that all these matches are so critical for finishing high in the conference and trying to get that NCAA bid?
Yeah, we're pretty much just treating every game as if they were Pitt, you know? So I feel like everybody's sort of playing with the mindset of don't worry about who the name is of the competitor on the other side of the net, but just play them as best as you can, and we're trying to beat them as best as we can. So not just get a win, but it is like how we win.